Hello. We are making a video together, the baby dog and I. And it is nice today outside. It's not cold, but it's very windy. And it gets cold if I'm out here for too long. So I don't know how long I can be out here now. This thing is kind of an eyesore a little bit, but I don't know. It's kind of dirty also, but that's a nice practical, it's a real practical seat. I love that thing, so. But I just want to show garden instead. That's better. Showing garden, nature. Wait, I have to get situated differently. Uncomfortable. There, maybe like this. Okay. So, alright. Yeah. So anyway, it's nice to get grounded out here. And I enjoy it. I enjoy being out here for as long as possible, also at the other house. I like being outside. It's really good. It's very, very windy today. And the ear is flapping up. So I've been thinking about the haters. Yeah, this is an ongoing problem. Okay, it's an ongoing problem, all of this, and I mean it's hard for me to even wrap my head around it. Why there are people out there that keep on spying on my life, and I don't know why. It feels complimentary. And it feels like love, but I know it's not love. Okay. They say I love you, but that's not love. Love is not a woman falling in love with Elon Musk, or I mean with Elon Musk, yeah, that's love, because he's all about love. But if I fall in love with Elon Musk, is that love? I mean, we have to think about this for a moment. Is that actually love, or is it just something driven by the need to be acknowledged by a famous person, or acknowledged by a genius, acknowledged by the Buddha soul that's gonna merge with the infinite cosmos? Is that which is a selfish need? You know, if I need to be acknowledged by Elon Musk, you know, he sees me from billions and billions of fans, right? So it's like an ego type of acquisition. That's all it is. I would give my life to save him. I mean, this is the man that's saving our lives. Okay, that's the man that's risking everything, risking his money, his life, to save not only the United States, but the whole world. Completely selflessly. completely altruistically. Not in a self-sacrificial way, but in a self-risking way. And that's something that the guy, the journalist James O'Keefe said to people many times. If you are a journalist and if you are not putting the welfare of all beings, he didn't word it like this, he worded it differently, but if you're not willing to put the others above you, the wellness, the safety of all, the democracy, the freedom of speech, which encompasses safety for all beings, okay? If you're not willing to put that, all of this, above yourself, above your own your own self-type of needs, then you're not going to be a very good journalist, okay? So if you are an investigative journalist, why are you doing it? Are you doing it to make the world better, or are you doing it to make money from George Soros that pays you to create a distorted story to mislead the public into thinking that things are different than they actually are? Okay, so he worded himself differently. He said, in order to be a real journalist, you have to risk your life. You have to put this work of creating total liberation for everyone, to the restoration of freedom of speech. You have to risk your life to do it. Unless you risk your life, unless you give your life as a not in a self-sacrificial, self-flagellating way, but you risk your life. It is a risk, that you expose yourself to. And unless you're willing to put yourself out there and say what you think and speak the truth. No! Don't do it. I'm warning you. Don't do that again now. He already stepped several times on the computer. And it brings up pop-up messages. Yes, behave yourself now, okay? Behave yourself. We want to be good now. We have to be good. Yes, we need to be very, very good now. Yes, he wants something. I don't know what he wants. He is antsy and bored, and I think he wants to go for a walk. But he ate not long ago, and I don't want him to run after he eats, so that's not a good thing to do. So even making videos like this, it's about, why are we making videos? Are we making videos for our own selfish needs? I certainly do in many ways. I use this computer as my companion, so I have someone to talk to, okay? But I also make videos to share with others honestly how I feel, what's going on in my mind, how I feel psychologically. I talk about my trauma, okay? So all of this is, I think crucially important to share how you feel with the world, because it's through sharing how we feel that we can make other people feel safe to share how they feel. And once people start sharing how they feel, it works like the confession booth in the past. And the psychologist, the psychiatrist today, so most people can't afford to see a psychologist, and then we don't even know how the psychologist feels. The psychologist in most cases does not share how they feel. That's why when we were at the center in LA, yes, you are beautiful beyond imagination. So nice. That's the schöne Nöse, ist das. Schöne Nöse. That comes from the word schön, means beautiful, and Nöse is my nickname word for nurse. My beautiful nurse, I said. And my chicken. My entzückend. Entzückend means enchanting. That's a German word. But chicken came out of that word. So, yeah, it's very important to be goofing around. It's very, very important with your animal and with other people. Goofing around is like comparable to dreaming. It is a dream state, mind state during the day, where you relax your mind and you just goof around. And you should make drawings while you're in that state. In a relaxed state, you eat something, you drink good tea and water, pure, okay. And then you feel good, and then you need to make a drawing, and you need to assemble something. You take trash out of your trash container or recycling container, and you make something creative out of it. So it's very important to do. Very important. You buy acrylic paint at the hardware store, and you buy duct tape. Duct tape is an amazing stuff, and you can duct tape all kinds of trash items together, and then you can paint it, and you can make something amazing out of it. Absolutely beautiful art out of it. That's what I do. And I made this sweater here, for example, out of fabric rests, and that's real nice. It's not super even and symmetrical, but it doesn't matter. What matters is it's actually very cozy, and I love the colors. I love turquoise and teal and dark blue. It's really nice. It's beautiful. And the purple flowers are coming out now. This is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. And the purple flowers are coming out, and they look so nice. There's a bird in the sky, and the bird lets the wind carry him like flying with the wind. Yes, the bird is enjoying himself. He really likes that, being pushed with the wind. They really they play around in the sky, the birds do, they're very playful and artistic. This one is an ocean bird, a white seagull, but we also have ravens, and they play in midair with each other. They take each other's claws and shake each other's hands in midair, and then they do twirls and they do dancing, and they fly apart, come back together. It's very, very sweet. They are very, very lovely beings, all of those. So I'm just going with the flow of the wind in this video, but I also do that in the house when there is no wind. But that's good, it's good to do that. It's good to be goofy. It's good to clown around and just let the mind wander around the way it wants to, without aim, without goal, without always having some kind of agenda or some kind of mission. I have a very strong mission, of course. I want to help make the world better. I'm not the world savior, obviously. I can't do it alone. So the only way we can make the world better is if we all together make the world better. That's how we make the world better. Not rely on one person alone. It's a French existentialist philosopher. He wrote a theater play, Waiting for Godot. Godot is really another word for God. So people sit at a bus stop and all day long, that's all they do. They're waiting for Godot. And it portrays the human species, the majority of people. They have an unhappy life, and what are they doing? They're basically waiting for a God to come, take them by the hand, and bring them to paradise. And I'm no exception in this. I'm not throwing the judge hammer on other people. I throw the judge hammer on myself too. So that is a verdict. We are all waiting for Godot. And that is not that's not empowerment. That's not what Friedrich Nietzsche is talking about. Friedrich Nietzsche is talking against that. Against this waiting for Godot. Friedrich Nietzsche really strongly spoke against that and ranted against it. He was furious at the Germans in particular. He had a real issue with the Germans. It's funny how Adolf Hitler then with Friedrich Nietzsche's sister Elisabeth Förster Nietzsche, how Adolf Hitler and Elisabeth have hijacked Friedrich's books post-mortem and made something else out of it, made it into some kind of nationalism, which Friedrich Nietzsche was strictly against. It's a stark, gross misunderstanding. And I heard that she even finished some of his books with the wrong message, and even falsified some of his scripts that were lying around, and then had that published through Adolf Hitler or something. It's all tragic, okay? Real tragic. The whole thing is very tragic. Everything is really tragic. The whole human species is tragic. People don't even understand each other. They don't understand where they're coming from, where the other one's coming from. very different minds, different brains meet, and when one brain says, you are condemned to eternity in brimstones and fire because your brain is different than mine. And this is how people are. Or they will misinterpret something. They will say, you're a criminal and I am a saint or whatever, Well, nobody is a saint, and that doesn't even exist. Saintly. There are the ravens. Yay, guys. I love you. Yeah, I love you. Yes, I love you. I love to see you guys free, Free birds. They have wings for a reason. There are the angels on earth. They need to be in the sky. They need to be doing maneuvers in the sky. They need to have the horizon to fly towards. Never, ever put a bird in a cage or into any confinement. Not even an aviary. You think that's better than a cage, but they need to be outside. They need to fly around, not sit in an aviary. Well, there are different size aviaries. One bigger size is better than the other size. The bigger sized aviary, the better it is for the bird. But still, they shouldn't be in any kind of confined space. Not even a sanatorium. A bird needs to be out in the sky, and the bird has to have the whole world underneath. The whole world to wherever he wants to go to. Wherever he wants to land in any tree or on any rooftop. Or go to the ocean. And the seagulls, they'll go to the ocean and they will dive into the waves and they will catch themselves something and they fly back up. Most of them are hanging out at McDonald's nowadays, which is not good. It's not good for them. See, they get addicted to the wrong stuff too, just like we do. That's why Robert Kennedy wants to force them to have healthier food. Okay? So Robert Kennedy is trying to help us, trying to save us. A lot of people don't understand it because they get their information from the corporate agenda. It's very frustrating for me to see all of this. If you want to say to a woman, I love you, then you should walk over to the woman and say, I love you. You say it to her face. You say, whatever, if your girlfriend is Emily, that's my haters, they're in love with a lady named Emily, then you should go over to that lady and say, Emily Gonzalez, or whatever her name is, Emily, I love you. Okay? Let's go eat some tacos together. Okay. So the birds of a feather flock together. Okay. It's good. I embrace that fully. Go over to Emily and say, Emily, I love you. I want to invite you to Taco Bell. Okay. And then you walk together to Taco Bell and you get some tacos and burritos and you sit on a park bench and eat that, and then you hold hands. That's how it should be. Okay. But if you are in love with a grandmother from Germany, then I advise you to go instead with Emily to Taco Bell. You walk directly to their grandmother and you say, "Grandmother, I love you. Okay, you are giving me a grandmother vibe that I never had in my life. I'm glad you are a goofy, frumpy old grandmother that I can spend time with on my daily afternoons watching your videos." But then you should go directly to that grandmother and say, "I love you, grandmother. Why are you not doing that? Why do you," and I don't know who Emily is, that could be a real person, I never know. I have the feeling that it probably is just a fake sock account created by Philip Jones, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't even want to go there in my mind. I don't even want to. I'm confused about this weird interaction, and then I wonder what's going on here, Why are they doing it? Why are they interacting like this? And then I see that no. Oh no, he's zooming through the garden. No. No. What is happening now? What's going on? Bored? Is that what it is? Really bored? So I don't understand this behavior. I never understood it, but then I think I don't have such a self-grandiosity that I, in my head, go into that direction automatically and think, yeah, that must be just some kind of puppet account because they're too shy to talk directly to me, so they have to talk to this puppet account that they created themselves. And so they talk to me in an indirect way. They talk to me without talking to me. That's what they do. And I don't understand. I don't know. In Germany, my Generation X from Germany, not even Generation X from LA, the Generation X from LA people, those are like Beverly Hills show, this Jennifer Aniston. I watched it a few times. It is exactly what Henry Rollins said. Mediocre will make you lose your mind. And that's exactly what it is. It is mediocre exponentialized by 100. That's what it is. And I just don't follow there. I'm not saying everyone in Germany is the total freak artist, okay? But like I am. But the people I met in Germany, they were not mediocre like Beverly Hills show. They were not like that. So times have changed now because there are different people coming into Germany and taking up roots there, okay, uprooting into making Germany into another country. Germany has two countries now, one inside of the other country. It's a parasitic country within another country, but that parasitic country is about taking over now. That's why Elon Musk said Europe is finished. And that's what it looks like. It's very sad. Very sad. But, we were a bunch of rambunctious punks. And we observed things. We were critical. And we were self-critical. And we were honest. The Generation X from Beverly Hills show, and also the ones that are their fans, the other types that you meet on like non-VIP parties. Those are just like the Beverly Hills people. Those are their role models. That's why the other ones, everyone you meet on Venice Beach was like Jennifer Aniston at that time. I don't like this is real tragic. All of this real tragic. One girl had to give her life for that because she came to LA from the Midwest, and that's even worse. She came from a place where they are fundamentalist, and also where they never knew that there are actually bad people in this world. And then she comes to LA because she watched Beverly Hills show and she watched James Bond. I'm not making fun of this incredibly, infinitely sad story, but I want to tell the story because I think it's important for people to know. It was one of those crime report documentaries. Girl about my generation X, goes from the Midwest to LA somewhere in the 80s. And she hangs out in different places, goes to shopping malls. Guy comes over and compliments her. So we have to be very careful when a guy comes over like this. But we also have to be careful when a guy comes over and insults us too. So that's either one. Be very, very aware. But anyway, he complimented her and told her that she might just be the next Bond girl. And what he wants her to do is he wants her to meet him the next day at this one particular mansion in Beverly Hills, which happened to be a house for sale that someone is selling through a realtor, sight unseen selling, with the owner not being there at all anymore, being somewhere else and being in Bali or something. Doesn't even have a clue what's going on there in his house. So this house is standing there empty, and the realtor is showing to different people. And the psychopath made use of that for himself. So he looked this house up. That was the last house on that road, a little bit farther away from the other ones. They can't hear anyone screaming in there. So he figured out, I think he even got the key from the realtor because he knew exactly how to charm the realtor into trusting him and to be the next investor and so on. So, and he himself didn't even have a car. So he meets this girl, and then he tells the girl, I want you to buy this set of clothes, like black stockings or something, and a mini dress, and I need you to wear that, and I meet you tomorrow in my home in Beverly Hills, I want you to show me your skills, acting skills. And she trusted him because she's from the Midwest. She comes there, meets him at that street, even lets him get in her car. He shows her where the house is. They get into the house, they talk, and he gets her to perform something on the ground, on the floor. I mean, I would never ever even trust this guy from the beginning on. I was very, very, very vigilant in LA when I came to LA. I don't know, maybe because I'm psychic, maybe because I've watched a bunch of stuff from Hollywood that just already felt really fake. So, but she was so trusting from the Midwest. They think there are no bad people. Bad people don't exist. This is real. It's a real problem. So once she was on the floor and had taken the shoes off, that's when he made his move, and he tackled her down, handcuffed her, and also the ankles, and brutally raped her and then murdered her. And then he threw her, he took the handcuffs off and he threw her over the ravine in the backyard. And I think it took like several months until teenagers saw her. Teenagers that were living there somewhere in that neighborhood. They were playing out there in the forested area. And they saw something weird. They went over and they saw it was a dead woman with a face that was completely gnawed off by wild animals. Really horrific. And she was beautiful. She was like 25. She had her whole life ahead of her. She wanted to become an actor in Hollywood. You know, these childhood dreams that people have. And the psychopaths took that life from her for his own selfish lust needs. It's that kind of stuff that I think about all the time. I see the whole world. I see everything. I see the faces. I see emotions in people's faces, or no emotions in people's faces. I see zombie-like states. I'm learning all of this for my own safety. It's what it is. It's getting a little chilly now out here, but I think if someone likes someone, they should go over there and say, I like you, and they should accept that risk of being rejected. That good-looking psychopath, he could have gone over to the girl and said, can I take you out to Taco Bell? I'll buy you a taco. Because that's all I can afford. And she can say yes or she can say no. It's not the end of the world if she says no. If she says no, you try it with someone else, and maybe you should wind down your expectations. Give someone else a chance, someone who doesn't look as good as she does. But take the honest route. The end result, the intimacy, the mental intimacy, the physical intimacy, the sex, the unification process, they'll be much more rewarding when it is a mutual process, when it's mutually reciprocally met. When you meet someone who likes you for who you are, that's the only way to get involved with someone. The only way. That is what your inner child wants. The ego can completely become insane. Don't listen to that. Don't listen to the ego. The ego is insane. It needs to be healed. So, anyway, take care. Peace and love for all living beings.